Everyone, welcome to Drive Fast Not Loud. Got Alex here with his 1995 Thunderbird
LX 46.
Important things. Tell me about this car. How long have you had it?
I've had it for 7 months. I bought it in August, so right around there. Before me, it was owned by one of my friends, and he put probably like 4 or 5 grand into it after he bought it. Lowered it, changed the rear gear out, put rear independent suspension, or adjusted the rear independent suspension, and sold it because he didn't like it anymore.
Did all that work and then decided you just didn't like the car?
Well, he replaced it with a Cobra. So.
Oh, well, yeah, Cobras. Those are fun. So it does have a 4.6. The motor is mostly stock though, right?
100%.
Okay. It's tuned?
It's tuned, but it's all stock hardware. It's all stock hardware. It's all stock hardware.
Okay, yeah. Alright, and then new rear end gears, and did this car originally have independent suspension or is that a retrofit?
This car originally did have independent suspension, but the rear gear got pulled out of a Cobra. So it's got a Ford 8.8 and 4 point something whatever gear.
Nice. Nice, but that scoots. Have you done anything to it since you got the car?
I've done some oil changes. I've repaired some stuff.
You know, in Gran Turismo, when you do an oil change, you get like 50 horsepower. So
yeah,
you know, you're at like
I'm at like 250 horsepower now.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, I've done some oil changes, some minor repairs, replaced the seatbelt because it wasn't working, fixed the passenger side power window, and then a week later the driver's side stopped working. I just left it because it's wintertime. And
Ford Electrics.
Because Ford.
So you've had this for 7 months now. Been daily driver, driving it a lot.
I bought it at 139,000 miles. It's at 145 now.
Had many problems with it?
Well, no. Standard Ford issues where the oil system doesn't like to work. So that was fun. I started it up like a week ago and there's a really bad tick, so I didn't drive it, and I had my mechanic check it out, and he replaced he worked on the HOA assembly, the hydraulic lifters, and handed it back to me, and it sounds great now.
Nice.
It runs better than it ever did.
So what we've got is a relatively, mostly stock-ish, 2-door, pseudo-luxury sort of sports car.
Ford calls it a luxury sports coupe.
Oh, that sounds like fun. I guess we're going to take a look at it.
Hey, the seatbelt is working.
Safety third, kids. Okay, so we've got...
You gotta turn it on.
Is it power? It is
Yeah.
power. Nice.
Look, drains my battery. You gotta take it all the way back and then push it forward into drive. That works too, but it's probably gonna jump. Oh wow. It's being nice to you.
Awesome. Wow, that's actually fairly heavy steering.
It's because it's broken.
Oh.
Mustang. That's second. Where all the power lives.
It is actually pretty quiet in here. Nope. No, it isn't. Never mind.
Say that.
It sounds like it's coming from the front of the car.
It's coming from right there. That's the diff fighting the drivetrain.
Oh my gosh. Pretty decent interior in here. I mean, this is a supremely comfy seat. It sounds like it wants to die.
It might. I'm not gonna let it though. Not yet.
Boy.
Nice Sony head unit. It's the nicest part of the interior.
So this has full coilovers?
Rear coilovers in the front are Ibach springs.
But it is coilover shock all around.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
The rears are adjusted.
So we've got sports car like handling here, right?
That's what they say. First gear, second gear.
Oh god. So, on the speedometer, what is actually 60?
80.
It feels a lot faster than 60 in here. It's surprisingly low to the ground. Of course, I guess the lowering of the springs and all that stuff probably helps a fair bit.
Yeah, the rear independent that was originally on it, which is, it's no longer the same one. It's out of a Cobra now, but the one that was originally on it contributed to the floatiness of the handle. Yeah, brakes are there.
Feels like it's got quite a bit of torque to it. What were the numbers from the factory on one of these?
I think it was 215 horsepower and 335 foot-pounds of torque.
Wow, that's a lot of torque.
Right now it's probably around 220 because it's an old car and it's tuned. And foot-pounds, the torque probably hasn't gone up a whole lot in first gear, but in second it's probably sitting around 380.
Yeah.
According to math that I did very quickly.
It's impressive. Wow, this actually handles surprisingly well.
I know this. Everyone says, no, it's a Thunderbird, it can't handle well. Here it is handling well with a 113-inch wheelbase.
I mean,
the car has a tendency at points to lose traction. So
oversteer or understeer?
both. See, sometimes braking is decent, sometimes it's wobbly.
I've noticed, and sometimes it's slightly more effective. It definitely seems like a pretty decent compromise between handling power and comfort for a daily driver, though it is rather loud in here.
Yeah, everything shakes. The seals on the doors are shot. You hear everything. Like, I don't know how well it's being picked up on the camera, but while you're driving, if you turn your head to the left, you can hear air rushing behind the back of the door into the cabin. And that's just because the door seals need to be replaced and the fitment needs to be fixed.
Yeah.
And that's all stuff that I can fix, but I don't have the time or desire to do it right now. The previous owner was backed into at the end of a driveway with this car, and he replaced that door probably a year ago, and he didn't bother to try to hang it correctly.
Yeah.
So
then,
when you shift, it will launch itself forward.
Yeah.
It launches itself on every gear shift, I've noticed.
Huh.
Unless you're at highway speeds and you go from third to fourth.
Yeah. And how many gears does this have?
It's a 4R70W. It's a 4-speed automatic. There's that.
Turn signals just kind of work when they want to. Is that like the BMW driver option?
Well, they'll work if you hold them down while you're turning.
Yeah, that happened to me in one of my cars.
I think that might also be a Ford thing, because my car I drove previously was a Ranger, and it had the same thing where while you were turning the wheel, you couldn't signal a turn.
This power steering is kind of strange. I've noticed it centers when it wants to, and sometimes it doesn't center on center. Sometimes it'll just sort of stop.
I don't think that's the power steering. I think that's the wheels trying to align themselves. Because the power steering is more or less shot.
I mean, it's not.
It's not terrible, but
I can. One finger.
They're originally way better.
I can't. That's sort of what surprised me though when I got in this, was that it didn't have lighter steering for being a luxury car. Like you get in a Buick, you can just like kind of breathe on the steering wheel and it changes directions for you. Hey, the turn signal worked that time.
Yes, it did.
Every time I see Rotary Club, I think of people who meet up about their RX-7s.
Weird. You got your own cockpit as the driver.
Yeah, everything's pointing towards me. So mine. That's yours.
I've got 2 fans, neither of them work.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Blend door stuck?
yeah.
That'll happen. But that's fun to get to in here.
Yeah, I'm afraid to replace that because I've heard that that's the first thing they put on the firewall. My magnificent cup holders.
The cup holders are in the...
Mhm.
That explains this.
I needed a cup holder, so I got one. It's right here.
Did they just figure that, like, the octogenarians that usually buy these sorts of cars don't ever drink anything?
They had 2 of these center plates. One of them was for smoking, and one of them was non-smoking. The non-smoking one has 2 cup holders in it. The smoking one has an ashtray.
And coin holders.
That's also for, those aren't coin holders. That's for cigarettes. I know this because coins don't stay in it. So either it's not a coin holder or it's very poorly designed.
They're massive too. It'd be like for Canadian dollars. I mean, I guess coins are. No, that doesn't work. That doesn't work at all. It's got a back seat.
Kind of.
It's I mean, it's usable. I mean, you've got your seat to where you're comfortable, and that's a decent amount of leg room.
It has nice speakers back there. I've actually never sat back there. That's new.
The headliner.
headliner.
I was gonna say the headliner's not falling down. That's pretty impressive. You've got a couple lights back there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the back seat's the nicest part of the damn car. What the hell?
It's brand new. It's like no one's ever sat in it before.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, I have a middle console? Oh, I don't have cup holders either. What's the point?
I love that little leather flappy flap that comes down when you put down the center console. Yep, just reasons. That exists for reasons, apparently.
Hide the hinge, I guess.
I guess. That seems like a bit of over-engineering right there.
Forward.
Okay, well, I'm getting hot. Let's get out of here.
It's like a sound.